Hey everyone, what's up? Just doing a quick instructional video on Starbound, which just entered beta a couple days ago. This will just be a really quick starter guide going over some of the real easy basics that some people might look over or miss. I know I certainly did, which is why I figured these needed to be covered. Since I'm down here, the first thing I would go over is farming. Farming is a fairly important part of the game, just because the two main methods of getting food in this game are by farming or killing monsters with a bow. And especially once you hit higher tiers, that becomes unreliable since the bow won't necessarily kill things in 1 or even 7 hits. So farming is your best bet for reliably getting food. Now the method you use to do this is you use your wooden crafting table, and there will be an option for stone hoe. So once you have crafted your stone hoe, you can left click dirt to turn it into farmland. That's it. And once you have farmland, you can take any seeds that you have. Here I have 3 wheat seeds, and plant them. And that's it. There's no more maintenance to do, and they will grow as long as you're on the planet. Currently, and I'm not sure if they will change this, if you port up to your ship or go to another planet, they will not grow any further, which is weird to me because time doesn't stop, but you know. Anyways, once they're fully grown, it'll be pretty obvious. They'll look completely different, and you just hit E to harvest them. Next, I'll go over repairing items. Now, you can see up here I have a pickaxe, and I've used it a little bit. I generated this world maybe half an hour ago. Repairing items isn't really specified as a thing that you can do, but it's actually really easy. Here I have a stone pickaxe, but this works with any tier of pickaxe. You take any ore you have, though I assume copper is your best bet because it's very common everywhere. And you left click it, and then you go over to your item and right click. And you see it restored a bit, right click again, and the durability bar is gone because it's back to full. I believe currently it restores the same percentage of durability to all tools, regardless of quality. So that's a really handy thing to do, especially since when you're mining on worlds, your pickaxe is bound to wear out pretty quick, and you don't want to be making new ones, that's for sure. Next we'll go over 3D printing, so let's port up to the ship and run over here. This is your tech and 3D printing machine, and 3D printing is not really an early game technology, it's more meant for late game. But you can do it at any point, and basically what it is you can take any item. Here I have a wooden table that I just made, and right here is actually the cost it takes to scan the item. Scanning an item destroys it and costs you pixels, but once you scan it, which funnily enough isn't working at the moment, it will appear right here under schematics. And once you have the schematic for an item, you can see right there it says 300 pixels in the bottom right of the tooltip. I can only assume that would be the cost to print 3D printed item. I've done this with a couple other items, like a basic tent costs 1500 pixels to print, which I'm sure is just a placeholder value at the moment since this is the first week of beta. But that is how you operate the 3D printer in any case, which will be a very useful technology later on. The next thing I want to go over is fuel and space travel, because I know they are changing the leveling system a couple days from now, and I'm not sure what that will do to the early games, specifically the penguin boss, the first boss. But regardless, space travel is a very important part of the game, and even early on, you should know how to get around planets. So basically, this is your fuel gauge, and you can see I've already loaded 100 fuel into it. Early game, in fact, until pretty late game, there are 2 main fuel sources. and even then they will still be your main fuel source. Unrefined wood and coal. Out of a maximum 1,000 fuel, unrefined wood adds 1, so it's got an efficiency ratio of 1 to 1, and coal adds 2 to 1. Depending on if you have spare coal, it might be worthwhile to use coal instead. However, I found that it's best to stockpile it for the steel tier, tier 2, and generally you come across so much wood in your travels, it won't be an issue as long as you have an axe. Once you have fuel, you can sit in your captain's seat, and there's some interesting things about the navigation tab. You right click to zoom out, left click to zoom in. You can choose a planet anywhere in the system, any system, and hit go, assuming you have enough fuel. See, I don't have enough fuel to go to this specific planet. Set home and go home are pretty self-explanatory. And then there's find random, which will just put you to a random spot in the star map. You can edit coordinates, which will help you track down planets you've already been to if you want to write down the coordinates for certain planets. And yeah, it's not that hard to get a hold of. The most confusing part about this for me was honestly figuring out that it was just left click and right click to zoom in and out. But I feel like that was just silly on my end. In any case, if you want to space travel, all you have to do is hit go. Once you've selected a planet, as long as you have enough fuel. And this is, like I said, very important in early levels, especially since the way things are set up right now, it requires you to start off in the level 1 world and advance all the way to level 10 content before you can reliably kill the first boss. I think that just about covers it for the absolute basics. I've never really made a video or anything before, but I plan on making more in future. So if you have any feedback or anything, just leave a comment below, and hopefully I will be making more Starbound content as soon as there is more content to cover. Thank you for watching.